I've wanted to record a video about imposter syndrome for a while now, but what's held me back was the feeling of, well, what do I know about imposter syndrome? Well, that's a very self-defeating attitude. The truth is that I've achieved quite a bit in my life and in my career, despite sometimes crippling feelings of imposter syndrome. And so I've learned a couple of things about how to get over imposter syndrome, or at least a couple of things that have helped me get through the instances of imposter syndrome. And I wanted to share them with you today. Earlier on in my life and my career, my imposter syndrome used to take on what I call a much bigger feeling. I used to feel like everyone was in on a joke. I was the joke. I really wasn't as good, as smart, as whatever, as they made me out to be. But it was all just a big joke, and that one day the joke would be wide open and everyone would laugh at me and my whole world would come crashing down around me. I got over that feeling fairly early on by accepting this one thought. I am not important enough for everyone to be in on a joke about me. And that actually felt refreshing and releasing for me. But it is not to say that I was over my imposter syndrome. Just that aspect of it. Just that manifestation of it. Imposter syndrome, for me, comes up situationally. I will get myself into situations, I will find myself into situations where I feel I am not good enough, not smart enough, not big enough, not anything enough for a specific situation, or at least not enough to do that situation well. A couple of specific types of situations always bring on the imposter syndrome for me. One is when I have to speak to a group of people. Another is when I have to have a hard conversation, be it because I'm delivering bad news or because I need to have, one of those talks with an employee. It's not just that I feel I'm going to mess it up. It's that I feel like I absolutely don't have what it takes to not mess it up. So let me tell you how I get through these situations. I get through these situations by imagining someone who I admire in that situation. That this person who I admire is doing well in that situation. This isn't just a generic this person. This is a specific person. It's a different person for different situations, but I imagine that person exactly in that situation, walking into that room that I have to now walk into to speak to that group of people, walking into that room to speak with that employee, and I imagine them doing it well, being eloquent, being smooth. And then I act like I think they would act. If I'm going to have imposter syndrome, I'm going to be the best darn imposter I can be. I am going to act like that person who I admire, like that person who does this well. Sometimes it includes making a mistake and getting through it, because that person isn't going to be flawless. That person may make some small mistakes and roll with them. So when I catch myself, for example, trying to speak to a group of people and saying and too many times, hemming and hawing, or trying to hide behind my hands, it's not the end of the world. Just stop doing that behavior. Do your best to move through it and get back into the eloquent place, the eloquent role that person would be acting like, and act like them. That's what helps me. I hope this might help one of you.